disappointed, frustrated, even angry at myself. This is how I feel looking back at 2023 and reviewing what I outlined at the end of 2022. Wasted time, opportunities, and laxity with my habits and actions. Can I even say I had habits? In my opinion, I wasted this year. And before you come at me for being so hard on myself, I was overly gracious towards myself. I constantly allowed myself space to relax and rest, even when I had done so little work. I was okay with planning to do, but never getting to the action. This year alone, I just might have spent thrice the amount of time on my phone compared to the years before, and 90% of that time I was seeking out entertainment. Looking back at my journals, as far behind as December of 2019, I noticed a worrying trend. My resolutions are the same, and they are so not because they are important, which they are, but because I do nothing about them. I have remained in the same position all these years and have failed to evolve, and I didn't see it until now. I start projects but never complete them. I join in on challenges but always drop off. I have noticed just how easily I step away. I'm yet to figure out why, but what worries me is that I had not noticed this before now. I have half-written scripts and articles in my notebooks and on my phone, on my notebook, on my notes app and my document app and my Google Drive. Even have stories I've started writing but didn't even realize that I stopped. It's like I clicked pause, but my mind clicked reset. I know I'm talking about myself and my realizations, and you might not relate. But if you do, I hope my rant allows you permission to really look through your life. This realization has caused me to look into doing things differently. And this is how I plan to change my story in 2024. Instead of planning and making annual resolutions, I'll be doing quarterly planning. Many people that do this embrace the 12-week year model. I'm yet to read the book, but it's in my plan to do so. But my plan is to just condense my goals into 3 months instead of 12 months because I have realized I have a problem with sticking to things. And so if I have more times to review, then it will probably allow me to actually accomplish something. Because I believe reducing the amount of time I need to review and replan will allow me to catch myself when I fall into old habits and hopefully realign me to work on my life vision. I also will not be focusing on tens of things at once. I'll only focus on one thing at a time in the 4 areas of my life. That's mindset, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. And hopefully, this way the quality of my life will improve. I realize now that if I don't change how I've been doing things, my life will not change and I'll never be satisfied. And even though I'm grateful of how my life is, I want more and I desire more. Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you've never seen this place before, I am Juliana Carrico and welcome again. As I was looking back at 2023 and after doing so, I sat down to write about my thoughts, and this realization has caught me so heavily because I had never looked beyond that year. At the end of each year, I go back to the plans I had for that year. But for some reason, and probably I think it was accidental, I was perusing through the journal and I picked a journal that went back December 2019. And it shocked me to just check the 2020 resolutions against my 2023 resolutions and against what I wanted to do in 2024. And all these things were actually 90% the same. And I realized that I've been doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result, which is the definition of insanity. If you continue doing the same thing over and over again, you cannot expect a different result. Expect that you'll get the same kind of result. So it's about time for me to change. like how I'm doing things. So I won't be doing yearly planning, at least not yet. And for my first 90 days, the first 3 months, what I want to do is to challenge myself to really level up on how I do things in my life and how I actually act on the goals that I have of my life, because I know what I want. I know that I know exactly what I want. And even better still is that I know what I need to do. The problem is I'm not doing it. So I know what I want, I know what I need to do. And so I need to level up on my actions and my habits in these first 3 months. And there's so many things that I want to do. But I have realized that everything boils down to the actions, the daily actions, and the daily decisions that we make. And it's not about the big picture as much as it's about the small little things, because seemingly little small things or changes done constantly and consistently, they just add up over time to very huge things. So I'm challenging myself this first quarter to just dial down on my daily habits, on my daily routines, and everything that I do on a daily basis. I'm also realizing that, and I have known this for a while, is that nobody is coming to save me and nobody's coming to save you. Your life is your responsibility. If you do nothing about your life and your goals and aspirations, then expect nothing to happen, because it is your responsibility. It's nobody else's responsibility but yours. So make decisions that affect your life in a way that you want it to be affected. It's solely upon you. So make the decisions that will work for you and do what needs to be done if you really want to see change and just experience growth in your life. And another thing is, we allow society to define our values so many times. And it's about time you just stand on your ground. You know, you are the one that knows exactly what you want. The society will put on you expectations because that's how things have been happening all these years. And it's very hard to change a society if you've not changed yourself. I love how I heard somebody say that we need to stop waiting for change to happen and start actually changing ourselves, because it's you standing up for your values, defining your values, uncovering your limiting beliefs and working on them, knowing your strengths and focusing on them as you work on your weaknesses, and just standing your ground and having a standard and values that are solely yours, that will allow you to stand out and influence the people around you. So as you make decisions that will push you towards growth and achievement, you also need to really stand on your ground and have values that are solely yours, and set boundaries. Let nobody just throw you around as if you don't know what you want in life. Set your boundaries, mark your territory, and just know who's allowed to get past this, who's allowed to do this. And it is in all areas of your life, your time, your money, your career, everything. Set your boundaries. Your time, like how I practice setting my boundaries is, there are calls. I don't pick calls past a certain times. I just don't. And if I do, it's either I was expecting that call, they had said they'll call in that late, or it's either my mom, dad, or my siblings. If it's neither of those, I don't pick calls past a certain time. I actually sleep with my phone most of the times on silent mode. Sometimes I just switch it off, and sometimes I don't, and it rings, and I just check the name, and I am like, nah, this is a line that I would not allow people to cross, because your time is valuable. And the other thing is that really affects a lot of people is setting boundaries in your finances. Ha! Eh, Ciao. If you don't set boundaries in your finances, my God, everything will just. I mean, something I'm realizing right now that I just started off on my career and in employment journey is that everybody thinks that you have money all the time. I mean, like you have money to spend and just give. I mean, it's crazy because how do they expect you to have money to just give out if they don't? So it's becoming okay with being okay that you cannot afford to support everyone. You're not meant to support everyone. So draw the boundaries and know this is the far that I can go. This is the much I can do. And this is the much, I mean, allow yourself to not be the supporter at all times. You can't afford to carry everybody in your life. You will fall. You just just let it go. Just be okay with not being liked for constantly giving what you don't have. The other thing I'd really encourage you, as I encourage myself, is to build uh, an evidence portfolio for yourself. You see, like I struggle with planning and never doing. And so right now I'm trying to build trust with myself. And I know most of us probably are also trying to build trust and confidence with themselves, to do what you set yourself up to do and to fulfill the goals that you set for yourself. And so what I'm doing is to say that I'm going to do something and actually do it. So what this does is it acts as an evidence portfolio. I can always remind myself that if I did this, then definitely I can do this. I was true to my word with this, and so I can also do this. So I encourage you, do the same. Just when you say you'll do something, do it. Build an evidence that you can actually do what you say you are. I mean, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's something that will really help me in just doing things without really thinking about them. Because the moment you start overthinking and thinking, no, I did this, but I didn't do that, just gets in the way, and you're like, let's wait for next year, let's wait for next week. It's just do it. Build an evidence portfolio that allows you a place where you can look and know that I can do this because I have done this before. The last thing is this. Remember that you're not leveling up to be liked by the people around you or to be more desirable to your friends or men, but it's really to be better and live abundantly in all your life, to improve the quality of your life. I have to remind myself that just because I want to work on my physical appearance and my style, it's actually not because I want to be desirable to men, which I wouldn't mind. Why would I? But it's because I want to be happy when I wear a dress, I take a picture, and I want to be confident in how I look. I want to look at myself and be like, oh, damn, I'm fine. It's just knowing that leveling up is for me, and I can only I can only give as much as I have. I can only show up to impact somebody else's life as much as I show up for myself. So constantly reminding myself that I'm on this journey to level up and glow up in 2024 for myself and to improve the quality of my life, and encourage you to do the same, because the moment you drop the burden of what other people will think and how they will like you for doing 1, 2, 3, the moment you drop that burden, life becomes so easy, because you stop living for everybody else. You start living for yourself. You start really living for an audience of one, yourself. I mean, you're just living within your personal values and beliefs, and you're not constantly worried about what other people think, what they will say, or how all these things. You will think about them. You will ask yourself all these questions, but it's about not allowing yourself to not do things and not chase your glow up and level up just because you're afraid somebody. Why? It's your life. You're responsible for your life. And let me just tell you one thing now, if I've never mentioned it before. People will talk. They were talking before you were born. You were born and they talked. You will die and they will continue talking. So just forget about what people say and just focus on really what you want to do with your life. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Do you? I will continue rambling and rambling, but I won't. So yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Consider liking this video if you found value, and hit the subscribe button. Join the family, and I hope to see you in the next one. You go out there, be you, do you, and always do your best. Until next time, bye.